charging?
Yeah, if you leave the RDS running, like if you leave the instance running, they're gonna charge you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I'm just creating the free one. It's saying like $16.
yeah, but if IMA is right, if you keep running it and then forget about it, then definitely you will get charged. That's why you use it, experiment it, okay, and once you finish it off things and remove it or shut down. You should not be let it running. That's why IMA you get charged to $20 luckily, but not more. So guys, make sure you are using somebody's service, right? If you keep service running, the engine is running, you will be charged some dollars, and that's why I must reach out to $20. It might have go worse, right? So make sure whatever you do, just stop and stop the server. But RDS, I don't think so. You can stop and start. So you just play around, okay, and then within a few days, when you do the experiment, you can shut down or you can decom. Yeah, but so you didn't do anything on the cloud yesterday.
No, I created an RDS and then I stopped the instance. Like I
Okay.
stopped it from running.
Okay, but you didn't test anything with the notebook, right? The
No.
reason of this exercise is you will be learning how you connect your SQL database through notebook. Because Harsh was generous enough to show you this one, because I asked him to do that. Otherwise, he was creating a lab into your local machine. That's what his first step was. So yesterday, Sumit made things very clear. I think, guys, you have to be a little bit more focused. My senior folks are a little bit lost, I realize. Okay. And Sumit yesterday did mention we are going to approach. One is notebook with the local SQL server, and the other one's notebook with the cloud. So if you already tested out your SQL server on cloud and with notebook, very good. That's what Harsh is trying to teach you, because when you go to the company, this is the approach you're gonna take it. Then you will struggle how to connect to the SQL server in cloud. Then if nobody's there, then you will get exposed. That's why I wanted you to show it to you both approach, and then later on you can just stop and remove the RDS as you said. Everything all right, Ima?
Yeah, everything's fine.
You have a lot of work from the internship.
Yeah, I just had a busy weekend. My friend's birthday, and I had a lot of stuff going on.
But I saw yesterday you were late for 25 minutes. Today you didn't do the homework. That's not acceptable. Please. If you are not following what Charles is teaching, you are my senior student. You are internship. You're working. I'm a little bit disappointed.
But I already know how to do like the AWS RDS. I already did it before.
But the way he is teaching, he has some other things to do on the notebook. Okay, if you think you know already, Emma, you can let him know that I know already, so I'm out of this. Just follow what lecture said, because we are training you guys. If you know, very good. All right, guys. Hush. Next one. Who's the next?
Vasik. Vasik, can you complete with your setup? Like
I made an account for BootCamp 1, but I don't know why it is saying that your registration is not completed. I tried today in the evening, but now I have applied for, I've completed the procedure to complete the registration, but it's saying that it will take 1 day to let me sign up to the console.
Okay. So
Yeah,
I
so I
guess
will complete it by tomorrow, and then I will sign up to the RDS. I know how to connect to RDS. I connect to MySQL using RDS.
Vasik, why have you not done the RDS?
I did it. I thought that I have the account and I just need to sign up and then just connect to a MySQL. But when today I tried in the evening, I don't know why it was saying that your sign up is not completed. although it was completed in the bootcamp one, I showed it to you as well during the sessions. But I don't know why it is saying now that your sign up is not complete. Might be there's some credit card information problem or there's some error. I don't know.
Okay. So very long answer, Wasim.
Yeah,
Start
I
this.
can show you. I
Try
can show
it.
you right now. I'm doing the
Try,
same thing.
try. Whoever didn't try, please try. Okay. You don't scared from the internet or AWS or cloud. If you scared, you're not gonna learn. Try it. Okay. Let's see. No. Next week we'll see how you guys making progress. But stick with your group. I think go with the group discussions, and in the group maybe one of you can have the AWS account. Okay, and then just work on it, guys. Otherwise, if you, you guys, you are senior folks, right? So my disappointed early in the morning Sunday is that you guys don't bother. I know already, so forget about it. Then how other folks will follow your footstep, right?
I don't think
And
so.
how
This will affect the group project. I think this we
just
don't need
go,
that.
just work with the group, and okay, if you don't do it, it's fine. As long as you are in the group and the group project, you have at least one person have a AWS, it's okay. Anyways, if you know already, it's okay. Don't worry. You, Ima, Moin, Imran, you guys already know that. I know that we did in bootcamp one. Yeah. So it's okay. But as long as you are following in the group assignment, that's okay. So Harsh, you can just exception to these senior folk. They already actually learned already, so they might not be, burning their few dollars again. Yeah.
Okay,
If
no
they
issue.
want to do that, if they want to do that, good. Otherwise, just teach whoever has it. Just explain to them through the notebook. I know you are doing a lot of additional things which we have not done, but they will learn from the notebook point of view. Not a problem. I think they know very well how to do that. Yeah. So,
Okay, Ishad. Shall I move to
yes, move on, please. Yeah.
Amna? Hello, Amna. How are you?
Yes, I'm good. I'm so sorry I didn't do that, but I will do.
Wow. Very good point.
I
Very good.
already make a database. I already made a database, but when I stopped that instance, when I started, it take time.
Right. No problem. Who else? Ali, please focus and do
I'm
that.
having trouble. I'm having trouble.
Show what when you have trouble. What's the trouble?
I don't know. It's not connecting. My
That expected. Yes, that is expected. If you have problem in connecting it, that's where we can help you out. Yeah.
yeah.
Who is sharing
Okay.
the screen? Is it Moin?
Yeah. I'm sharing the screen.
Yeah. Harsh, can you just look what Moin is doing and just give me my Rahman? Hold on a minute, please. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, there is. Can you come below? Can you scroll down, please? Yeah, scroll down at the bottom. Okay. So here is showing that there is a interface error. So whatever you have a SQL server on this attend field because the connected party did not properly responding after a period or established connection failed because connected host has failed to respond. Okay, so you didn't go to the security group. So what you need to do, come on to AWS server. I will just give you an guidance in that.
Hold on 1 second. Let me share my whole screen.
If you check it out my PPT, so you can check it out with security groups, right?
Yeah. SG. You need to tweak that because inbound, outbound traffic, you didn't clean it up. That's why it's stopping you. But Harsh, when we do private public, right? It actually open port 80 in the security group.
Yes.
What am I supposed to do?
Okay, just guiding me, Harsh.
Okay, so here is your database. Now coming to the security groups, click on your security group link. There is a VPC security groups. on connectivity and
This
security.
one?
Yes. Click there. Now there is a inbound rules. If you come below, if you check
Yeah,
it out with default
yeah. It's
inbound rules,
left,
default
left,
inbound rules. If
left
you
on the
check it
top
out
left.
where you click on outbound, there is a inbound rules also. Where is
Oh,
a
this one.
outbound?
Right.
Yeah. Now edit your inbound rules here. Okay, all traffic source is custom. Instead of custom, yeah, all traffic will be there because you just click on anywhere IPv4. Yes, click on source custom. Yeah, there is a anywhere hyphen IPv4. Yes, click there.
All right.
Now, okay, save rules. There's a save rules. Just come
Save
below. There's a
this
save
one.
rules. Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
working.
yeah.
I guess there is a one more. Yeah, there is a one more
This
thing.
one.
Just Mayun, just wait. Let me let me complete. So there is one more rule ID. Okay. So in that you got you just converted type SSH to all traffic, right? While you were setting in inbound rules, you already been there. So there is a SSH, you convert it to all traffic. So what you need to do, there is a two rule IDs. First one is your first one is default by given by AWS. Second, you need to create it of all traffic. Is showing that you may not specific IP4 CIDR for an existing referred group ID rule. So it's not accepting this host 0.0.0. So what you need to do, you need to create again your database. Okay, delete this, not on EC2.
Wait, why is it quick site? Um,
I guess you didn't choose an VPN security.
there a new database? Let me delete this one.
Create your database. Yeah, delete this one and create your again. Delete me. Write it there. Delete me.
All right.
Create database. It will takes around 10 minutes to start. Okay, I am giving you a setup. So here is a free tier. Uh, just write it there database and yeah, create your own password. 1 second. Uh, please be slow. Just after confirm, yeah, change your master name if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. Now come above. Scroll up. Little bit scroll up. Yeah, scroll up. Where is scroll up? No, no, it's correct. Don't do any.
No, no,
Don't change
mine is
anything.
latest.
Yeah, yeah. 1 second. Just there is one error. Come above. There is one error. You can check it out with your error. There is a one error in your password,
This
I
one?
guess. Yeah. So there is a DB instance identifier. You need to give some file is required. Just write it down there. Yes. There is one more thing. Okay. Okay. Not an issue. Storage. No, 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 don't touch anything here. Everything is fine. Give a public access to yes. Create new VPC security. Now here, that's it. You need to write some VPC security group name. Don't write this data security. Instead of that, write something around data or date. Yeah. Okay, no issue. Come below. Come below. Okay. Now here you could have free tier. Okay, just create a database. Check it out once you clicked on free tier or not. We already did it, but
Yeah, yes, you're free to.
okay. Now it takes some time, so wait for 5 minutes. If it gives you an availability within 5 minutes, then let me know. Okay, close this. Not an issue. This is just an instructions. Yeah, just wait for 5 minutes till available is there. Now in VP security, when you go there, there is come on VP security. I will tell you what you need to do after coming to the VP security. Here is the inbound rule. So there is a edit inbound rules. Here,
It's not.
don't change anything. Here, you need to add one more rule, or if you want to change instead of changing, make another rule. Add rule. Here, all traffic and all traffic.
All traffic. All right.
Yes, and from custom to IPv4. Yeah. Now save rules.
Can anybody tell me? Can anybody tell me what's the point of 000? Can anybody, seniors?
Doesn't mean like it's acceptable to any number.
Good try, Moin, but not correct answer. Anybody? I'm
It allows access from all the IP addresses.
very good, very good. Yes, so 00 is wildcard, means any computer, any with any IP. Actually, you are allowing. It means Irshad can also access your RDS. IMA can also access your RDS. If you look at the first entry, that is host name. That's a IP address is specified. It means the only that IP address can connect to your RDS. Okay, but that is internal, right? So now you open up actually all the traffic. Normally, this is not a good practice, but since you have to learn how to connect notebook, it's okay to open for a while, but make sure because there's no data for you, right? So it's okay. Nobody gonna hack you. But in the company, everybody's computer being open up only that IP address, specific that IP address. That's called whitelisting. So here what I show you is whitelisting your IP. Plus, you open up the wildcard like everybody. That's why you will see now that the connection should be good. Yeah.
Now
Good
in
job.
that you don't have any database, you need to create a database or your workbench. So for that, open your workbench. In that you need to create your open your AWS server. So connect your AWS server in that. You don't have access right now to connect your AWS server. Come on to home. Go to home of your workbench. Yeah, there's a home icon. There's a home icon. Yes. Now here you need to create your new MySQL connection of AWS. Here. Now here write your connection name. Here you need to write your host name. In host name, yeah, coming to host name. Host name. Yeah, username will come. So this is important. So you will got a host name in your AWS. So go to the AWS RDS. It is available now. No, yeah, click over there. So there's an endpoint. Okay. So you need to copy this and paste it over workbench. Yes. Now here is your port number. In username, you need to give some username like admin, whatever username you created. Yep. Now in store involved, click over there. You need to write some password. Okay. Now click OK. Now you are working in AWS. Okay. Now you need to create a database here. then you can connect your AWS like you are connecting through the help of localhost. Got it?
Perfect. Perfect. So there's only one difference. Thanks, Harsh. If you go with the client, DB Viewer or SQL SMS, then you might not need to check the connectivity database. But when you go to the notebook, I realize that you are connecting to the database directly. Yeah, that's why, Harsh, my question is, test connectivity can be done before that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I got it.
All right.
I hope, Meen, you are good to go from here. First of all, you need to create your database, like you import your database in local. Similar kind of database you need to import here. So there's your administration. Open your administration.
Harsh, sorry to interrupt
Yes.
you. Harsh, this is the exercise, Sumit, you will be walking them today, right?
No,
Or no?
MySQL basics are there, but if he is MySQL, we are working on MySQL.
Yeah.
So
So
today we are,
this is the client, right? This is
yeah,
client, right? So
yeah.
when you gonna teach them how to create the database and tables and columns and schema?
Now. I am going to coming that point only.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
But don't teach one by one, right? So if we reach to that stage, then
Mhm.
collectively you can say, okay, I can create the database and show them. If you have in your agenda, if you're not, then just carry on. So
Okay. So, mean after this session, we'll import it. But I already showed you how you can import your schema and export your
I
database. So you can check it out with that PPT. But before that, checking out, uh, I am giving you a session. So take this session, and after that, we'll discuss about it. Okay?
But if it's a short few minutes, you can help Moin so other people can see.
Okay,
But
no
if it's
issue.
yeah,
No issue. So there is the administration. If you go to the schemas, so there is a two options. That is one. First one is administration, and second one is schema. So go below. Moin, there is a administration. Yes. Now you need to import your SQL file. You have a SQL file. You convert your CSV to SQL file. Electronics.csv. What I given to you. You exported in SQL file. Hello. I can't hear you, Muin.
Oh,
Muin,
you
are
said
you
you have
there?
given us. Yes, you said you have given us SQL file.
No, you need to convert it. I given a step there in your PPT. So you didn't check it out with PPT. There is one link where we can convert CSV to SQL, right?
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, you need to convert that step. So what I'm showing that thing that day to so that you can import your data in your workbench and you can start your work. But if you don't, so not an issue. I will show it to you again. Okay?
Okay. Stop
Yep.
sharing.
Yeah. So now we are going to start with MySQL. Okay. MySQL basics, how we can perform CRUD operations in MySQL. So let's get started now.
we didn't check with Awaz and other folks. Arslan,
Yeah.
yeah, Rahman has some question. He's keep raising hand. Go ahead, Rahman. Listen.
I want to say that I load the file in the MySQL workbench and I show to Harsh.
Okay,
Yes,
it's working.
yes,
Okay,
and
good.
also using the Jupyter Lab. notebook.
Perfect. Perfect. And just share in your group and show your finding to them. Yeah. Good job, Emma.
Yes, I can show it here if you want.
No, I think it's okay because he gonna take you guys to show you addition to that one. So that is actually the uh, part of document which is shared like yesterday. So everybody can just follow and try to import it.
Okay, okay.
Okay, Arslan, you are catching up things. Firoz,
Yes.
Moin, Ali, where's Awaz? Okay,
Right.
okay,
Was not here today.
okay. Ali, you are catching up. Make sure just take some time and the document which you shared, follow through. I think it's very in detailed document. You will not have any trouble. If you have any trouble like Moin, the connectivity and anything, reach out to Sumit or Harsh or me. We'll help you out.
Sure, definitely.
Harsh, over to you.
Okay. I guess my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes.
Okay. So what is database? So today we are going to talk about MySQL database, but before we started, let's understand what is database. If you already know, so that's also fine. If you can take this session as a revision. Okay. So what is database? So it's a collection of information that is organized so that it can be easily accessed, managed, and updated. Okay, just like Excel. Let me give you an example. Here's my Excel file. So like that, we have a Excel sheet. Okay, so this is a blank. Now, if we check it out with recent one, just give me a second.
Open that electronics.csv.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
more relatable to them.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this is your electronics.csv file, which we worked on already. Okay. Here you can check it out. These are data, item ID, user ID, ratings, timestamp, model attributes, categories, brands, year, user attributes split. So this you are showing a data. Okay, this is your data, which is currently it's an organized way because we did a lot of organized things in this to like delete some data and we worked on filterization. So we already worked in this data, but in raw data you don't know anything about it. There is sometimes there is not an attribute, means like mentioning there this is a user ID, but sometimes there is not a user ID mentioning there. Some data is missing, some data is there, and so many of stuff. So that is the unorganized data. Okay, now this databases, uh, a database is a collection of information that is organized so that it can easily access, manage, and update. So we can update, create, insert, delete easily into this data, right? So this is the organized of your database. So that is your database collection. So that is the information which is which we shown in CSV file, which we are working on that. So we can easily access, manage, and update in Excel. Like that, we want to work with database. We want to work easily in that. So that's why we are using an database. Okay. So another definition of database is a structured set of data held in a computer, especially one that is accessible in various ways. Just like a database is an organized form of such data may consist of one or more related data items called records. Is a data collection to which different questions can be asked. We already did this thing in data analysis, right? We organize our data through the help of data wrangling. Like we are dropping our data, we are, if there is null value, see, so we are refilling that value. So like that we are organizing that data. After that we are working on one or more related data items called records. So there's so many of data, so we can relate that data items and we make our records. And there's a collection of different questions we can ask. So we were analyzing our data, and different conclusion we got that through the help of data, through the help of visualization, right? So that's how we are working on database. So like that we have a example of phone numbers and address of the 5 nearest post offices. We have any books in our library that deals with health food. So like that we can maintain and organize our data in database. Okay, now data information and database. So data is raw unorganized fact that needs to be processed. That can be something simple and seemingly random and useless until it is organized. Example, 7000, but what is 7000 in a data? So there is no meaning. It's unorganized information, and when this data is gathered, analyzed, and processed, it yields information. So when it comes under the database, so it shows that 71000 is your postcode of Cape Town, South Africa. There is your postal code, this is your city, and this is your country. Okay, so like that we can maintain our records in database. So there's a real life examples of database, like a phone book is a database consists of name, address, and telephone numbers. So this all are our columns or attributes. We are working on it, and this is a database of phone book. So phone book is a database, and their attributes are names, address, and telephone numbers. So like that we can data management deals with managing large amount of information, which involves the storage of information, the provision of mechanism for the manipulation of information, providing safety of information stored under various circumstances. So through the help of database, this benefits we got in a data management system. Okay, now here is a one more thing. What is MySQL now? So MySQL stands for Structured Query Language, and it gives you an access. Okay, so here,
Okay. So, guys, I just want to take a pause. I just want to give one more information just to add on what is already been shared. So, guys, if you'll understand database, this is not just the only database that we are currently having. There are databases for structured type of data. There are databases for non-structured type of data as well, unstructured type of data, semi-structured type of data, like email, etc. But what MySQL deals with is basically CSV, comma separated kind of data. Okay, where there is a proper schema and structure defined, where, like what you are doing, you are taking an Excel file and loading that Excel file in a SQL database, where a schema, proper schema, table name, ID, column values are defined, and you are loading the database in data into database. That is a structured data. Now think of a data where, like, we have uh, 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 email data. So for that, we have other databases as well. We are not taking that right now, but later on we have, let's say, MongoDB, we have DynamoDB, we have vector database. So all those database will have unstructured kind of data, and that also is part of that will also be one of the service you can find in Amazon AWS, and you can later on work. I think maybe Irshad, when he will be taking other sessions, he'll be dealing with other kind of databases as well. Here we are working on the structured data, basically working and playing with the CSV file, running some analytics on top of it, visualizing it, and understanding end to end. Okay, so that is all. Basically, the couple of slides, right? The first two slides, if you'll see the database slide and what a MySQL can do, uh, is all about. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can just connect to me. Correct us.
Yeah. So just want to add a good point. Thank you. So Harsh is explaining to you MySQL, which is a structured database. Okay. But in the industry, when you go to the company or when you will come to my Genai session last 4 weeks, I will not use your MySQL, because for Genai, for all the latest technologies, they are going to use unstructured data in the form of chat, mail, like your books, your text data, right? So then we don't use MySQL. We don't use. We can use, but majority of the workloads goes into like vector database, like DynamoDB. Those are super fast database. For those databases, you do not need really intensive schema. You do not need the data to be split into rows and columns. So that's what I think Smith is trying to explain it. Just make sure that if you end up with DynamoDB, you will not see really scattered in rows and columns and attributes and everything. You will see only key value pair. There's only item and key, that's all. And then you will be confused. And then there's a database called Snowflake, right? Snowflake is a columnar database. It comes only columns. So yeah, go ahead. Somebody was saying something. Okay, so the overall picture is what Sumit is trying to give you. So don't think that a database means MySQL or Oracle or MS SQL. So these are all structured database. It's old traditional databases. Like banks, they use a transaction, right? They use this kind of databases. But when it comes to marketing, sales, HR, research and development, those kind of areas, they normally research on the top of social media data. For example, they need predictions, right? They need forecast. They can't. They can do that on the top of the structured data, but they have to do a lot of work before make it structured and then run the reports or prediction. So normally they do that on unstructured data. Okay. The examples of unstructured data is it could be vector database, it could be DynamoDB, those kind of things. Yeah. But DynamoDB, you can still argue that it's sometimes we call it structure, semi-structure kind of data. We install it here. So here, what Harsh is trying to take you deep into MySQL, which is one of the type of the structured database. That's clear?
Yes.
Moin, Naima,
Exactly.
you guys are understood, but in case you have any, okay.
Okay, so thank you, Sumit and Shad. So here
One more
is
point.
RDB mesh. Yeah, sure, Sumit.
One more point, Harsh. Yeah. So, just last point I want to add, guys. See, be it any database, structured, semi-structured, unstructured, the queries that we will learn over here, right, are very essential. Because if you'll go to any kind of database, there are certain syntactical difference only will be there. But the query which you will be firing to get the data from that database are almost kind of same. So that's why we start with the structured database, and then as per the interest of our requirement, we choose the database, whether it will be a structured or it will be a semi-structured or it will be a NoSQL DB. Okay. Yeah. Now you can start with relational database management system. Okay. Perfect.
I just have a quick question. So SQL isn't a database, right? It's a language. So can you use SQL to make queries on
Yeah.
unstructured databases as well? Like Irshad was talking about the unstructured ones. On those, can you use SQL?
Good question.
Yeah.
So there are two things there. One is
So
SQL
see,
query.
SQL is
Smith, go ahead.
yeah, Irshad, you can go ahead.
So I'm asked SQL is a language, you're right, which trigger the query is called SQL query language. Okay, statistical query language, which actually designed for SQL kind of database. SQL is an engine for the database. And the same time, it's a language too. So that's why it's a confusion, right? So SQL run on the top of a server. We call it SQL server. Okay, this the name. See, but all the SQL queries are pretty much compatible to all the databases. For example, Oracle, DB2, SQL, MS SQL, MySQL, Postgres, Sybase. All these databases can take your query as a SQL query because only the architecture is different, but query wise very much not different at all. Little bit different. Right? But when we talk about unstructured data, we have to follow the syntax of the target database. For example, in vector database, you will run the query, but your syntax will not be select star from this is table, the table ID is this. No, it would be different. Your syntax for the non or unstructured databases are different than what you learn in the SQL transaction database or structured database. But the concept is you are pulling something from somewhere, is you are triggering the query. But when you trigger the query, the syntax, the rules will be a little bit different. Yeah. But yes, your answer to your question is, for example, vector database. No, yeah, it will be
that's what I was
different.
wondering about.
It will be different. Yes, you're right. I like
How do you make queries on the vector database?
you can, but the only thing is syntax is like for example, if you're using Redis database as a vector database, then your syntax will be different. Yeah. It won't be like select star from this table, this, because there wouldn't be table. Those are the vectors, right? So instead of tables, we're dealing with the vectors. Instead of tables in DynamoDB, we will be dealing with the key pair values, right? Like you have Irshad 01, Ima 03. These are the numbers, and we will pull the index from the DynamoDB. So DynamoDB is one of the service in AWS. Guys can play around, no problem, and then you can shut it down. It's a good point. Ima brought it openly, holistically, because this is you guys need to know. Don't be deep into one of the database. I will try to explain to you when you will come to my last 4 classes for Genai. I have to give you 4 weeks Genai class, right? So we will talk about all those unstructured, what component required for Genai. But there you might not need this MySQL. That's where the technology is moving, right? So MySQL is old traditional tables, and it takes a lot of time to query it and take a lot of resources, build schema, build table. You need a lot of skillful people who manage these databases. But when you move to the next era of the technology, for example, GenAI, unstructured big data, Hadoop, you don't need all this. That's the beauty of reducing your time frame, reducing the efforts. You don't need so many database folks who will do schema. No, I think you just store into the database, and you should know people who do the prompt engineering and run the query in the vector database. That's all. Database will be maintained by itself. Yeah.
So what's the value of learning SQL then for us?
Oh, this is it. Let's say you end up with data analytics job, data engineer job. The technology will not go away, right? Technology will be there, but the way we use technology will be different. Not everybody will be getting the job of prompt engineering or GenAI or modeler or clouds. Still backend, this technology will be using, right? Like banks, insurance companies. They're not going to go in GenAI tomorrow. They might take 10 years. Might take 5 years, because they're all your client data, your bank information, your money, everything transaction is being held in this kind of database. They're not going to take off that. So most of the time, the new technology will kick in when you do prediction, when you do forecasting, when you make a decision based on your data, when you make things faster, better customer services, better search criteria. Those kind of things will immediately be impacted. Did I answer your question?
Irshad, can I add a few things? It's an
Yeah, yeah,
interesting.
please,
It's
please,
an
please go ahead.
interesting question. Can I
Yeah,
add few things? Yeah.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
so
please,
I'm
please.
I'll just tell you yeah, the why we are learning SQL, right? Why we are directly not jumping to those things. So see, if yes, in yesterday's slide, Harsh showed you there is completely all the things are not in cloud. It's an integration. There are something that is in on-premise as well. Maybe some transactional data is there in on-premise. Okay, there is some data in cloud as well. So when you go to an organization, right, you need to work on multiple things and you need to know multiple technologies. So this is the where from everything started from a structured database. Then there was evolution in the technology. There was no SQL. Then we have vector databases, generative AI, all these new technologies came up, and because of performance and everything and very simple user interface, so that's the reason these transitions are happening. So when we learn this one technology, MySQL or any structured query language, you get a command on the query languages. So later on, let's say you are working on generative AI, what will happen? Whatever when you will be querying vector databases, it will be very easy for you. You will automatically understand. Okay, this is select star. I already know what is select count star. You don't have to learn anything from scratch. Only thing with the evolution of technology, you need to see what changes, syntactical changes, or what is the significance. Like Rishad told, in vector, you have the location, you don't have the schema. So you will be selecting your data from a location in a database. In MongoDB, you have key value pair. You will be selecting the data from a key to get the value. That's the difference. Got the question?
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you, Sumit.
Yeah, but Sumit, Aima is asking, Aima, Moin,
Okay.
Firoz, all these folks are, because I am training them on the next generation technology. Uh, Aima question is very, very key question, because she's asking us question, why I care about old technology, why I'm looking in head of latest technology and AI, maybe big data, maybe cloud, right? So the question is, as Smith said, these are base fundamental of the databases, which will not go away. It still work in the back end. So it's good to know, it's good to learn, because that will give you base. For example, in your company, they say, okay, there's one database is a relational database, and one database is DynamoDB, or one database is vector database. You will know that, oh, there's difference between three databases. But if you teach you only MySQL, not vector, not others, then you will say, huh? What are those? How can I see the schema? Where I can see the tables? Then that would be difficult for you to identify or distinguish. Good point. This is the way you guys are
Correct.
learning, and this is the way you should ask question. Yeah. Start thinking out of the box. Yeah. All right. Harsh, over to you.
Okay.
And
So
and
this
these databases also called RDBMS, relational database, and this is what Harsh is taking on next year. Harsh, I would add, all these folks are senior. They know a little bit this one. Thank you so much for explaining really in the base. I like that. But just give them a little bit high level example also. For example, relational database. Why it's different than the database? Is that multiple database we connect in a relational database? Okay, good. Is that the schema got changed in the RDBMS? Those kind of things they wanted to know first before they deep dive into the queries. Yeah. So,
okay.
Sumit, you can also keep adding. Thank you, and make sure that you look at the holistical view and give this team good understanding about database RDBMS. All right, go ahead, Sarsh.
Oh,
Yes, Ishad, I will remember these points. No issue. Um, so what is RDBMS? So this is a relational database management system. So RDBMS is the basis of for MySQL. Okay, so for all modern database systems such as MS, MySQL Server, IBM, DB2, Oracle, MySQL, and Microsoft Access, this all are comes under the RDBMS. Okay, So the data is RDBM is stored in database objects called tables. Okay. So I will show you one example. Suppose this is a table and this table of electronics CDA.CSV, right? So under this electronics DA.CSV have this table. Okay. Now in this you got there is some different structure. So let me show you an example. So this is a relation student. Here is a student. Okay. Now under this you can check it out with name, SSN, home phone, address, office phone, age, GPA. So this is an example of student, and this student comes under the relation name, and this all are tuples. So that's how it's working under the RDBMS system. So every table is broken up into smaller entities called fields. The fields in the customer table consist of customer ID, customer name, contact name, address, city, postal code, and country. A field is a column in a table that is designed to maintain specific information about every record in the table. So whatever record we are maintaining under the student table, so this all comes under the RDBMS. Okay. Now here there are different attributes, and so whatever in a vertical entity in a table that contains all information associated with a specific field in a table, so that's known as RDBMS. Here there is a model. So let's understand about tuple. So in the relation data model where all data is represented in terms of tuples, means rows grouped into a relations. So the thing is you have a relational data, right? So in this relational data you have rows like home phone, address have different rows, then office phone have different constant, then age have different constant, then GPA have different constant. This all under this all are tuples. So we have a row, and that row known as your record or a tuple. Okay. And your columns, when we are coming all the data into two tables, is related through common columns and not physical. So let me give an explanation about columns here. So the term relation is derived from the set theory of mathematics. In the relation model, unlike the hierarchical and network models, so there are no physical links. All data is maintained in the form of tables consisting of rows and columns. Data in two tables is related through common columns and not physical links. So this is lead to the development of what came to be called the column model database, relation model database. So operators are provided for
Yes.
operating on rows and tables.
Yeah. Okay, Harsh. So let me
Uh,
just give a short
hmm,
elaboration on this one. So, guys,
yep.
relational database management system. Okay. As the name suggests itself, if you'll see the example, can you put up an example in front of the screen, Harsh? Uh, relation student example. Just scroll up. Yeah. So if you'll see this example, what is student? Now these are name, uh, home phone number, address are something entity that is related to student. Now let's take an example for this class. Ima will be having same set of information for her. Harsh will be having same set of informations. I will also be having same set of informations. So let's say we are part of a same organization called Data Sphere. Okay. Now, Irshad is having some wants all the information related to us. He has created an Excel sheet. He can also maintain a relational database where he can he can get all the related information from with respect to me, Harsh, Aima, Muin, anybody, right? So how that will make his job easier. What will happen now? Let's say he has an Excel sheet. He wants to search Aima. He need to do Control F, do like, but when he has the data stored in a database, with a simple set of query, if he has knowledge, he can simply learn select star from, let's say, your ID is 3. Select star from database name student where ID equals to 3. It will give all the data related to Ima, when she joined DataSphere Go Global, when what are the modules that is completed, what are the certification that she has done, what is the address, or any other information related to IMA. So that's how a relationship uh, is done between the tables. Now, in an organization, when you'll go, let's say I'm a part of organization called LTI Mindtree. Okay, they are having so many tables, hundreds of tables. So there is a relation between certain tables as well. That is called relationships. Okay, how one table is related to other. Now let's say there is a student table. There is also a table with student marks, a separate table. Now these two are two different tables, but are related to each other on the basis of ID, which is called the common point between the two tables. That's how the relationship model works. So there is a physical relation between the tables. That's why we give this name as a relational database management system. Now, let's say you are part of an organization, you got certain files from the client. Okay. First thing that what we do is we derive relation. Okay, are these files related to each other or not? Do we have to create certain tables? Be it in anything, you have to first analyze the requirement. So this is the first, when you know this concept of relation, your mind, after working after certain time, you will automatically realize, okay, this data is related to this data on the basis of this field, maybe document number, maybe customer number, which is unique key, primary key with respect to, which is uniquely identifying the information for the user. For IMA, the unique key is 3. It uniquely identifies your details. Okay, so that's there the term comes relational database management system. Okay, yeah, in this example, employee ID, employee name, address, department ID is related to department table on the basis of department ID. Okay, so that's how the relationship between the employee and the department table can be derived. Okay, any question? Am I clear? Or
Okay, so
I was
basically
too loud?
you touch about Smith, your network is have a lot of latency, I guess. When we speak talk, you won't listen maybe. So there's I think a delay in a few seconds. Yeah. So, yeah, I have a question, not question. Just want to add what Smith said is he explained to you one of the type of data base, and he touched upon the data model, right? So data model guys are different than the database. Data model is the way you represent your data, how you store and access and update the data. So once you complete your database, you have all the tables, all the columns, everything schema, set it up. Then you relate that data and understand what is the data model. So there are multiple type of data model, not one. Okay. For example, Sumit was explaining to you the data model called relational data model, where you have entity and relation, like you have multiple tables, you relate to multiple tables. Okay, that type of data model, we call it relational data model. Most of you guys only knows that, but in the industry there are many other database models, other data models, not database models, sorry, data models other than relational data model. For example, we have hierarchical data model. For example, if you are in the college has departments, department has courses has theories or labs, right? So you split the data based on hierarchy, not relationship. Okay, that's why this model is different. So you have relational data model, you have hierarchical data model based on hierarchy. For example, college has department, as I said, department has some kind of students or maybe teachers or course. Okay, and then the course or student has their maybe Google Docs or the theory or labs kind of work. So it's a hierarchy, right? College, then department, then course, then the lab, right? So this is hierarchy. Okay, not relationship. So relationship, we understand the tables. Table has relationship to each other by using foreign key. Okay, but in this hierarchical data model, we follow the hierarchy. For example, your database for department would be different. The database for the courses, your database for the courses will be different. Database for the model, I mean lab. Sorry, this kind of database where we relate in terms of hierarchy, we call hierarchical data model. Okay, then when you go to the company, there is another data model called dimensional data model, right? Dimensional means you have sales, you have product, you have channels, how to distribute your products, orders, your store, where you store the data. So all these you link into each other as a databases. They call it dimensional data model. Okay, so data model is and then when it comes to network side, you have network data model, where you have employee, then you have different department, then you have different business unit. So as long you are keep moving, when you go to the industry or in company, it's not one data model which you're learning the relational data model based on company's structure. For example, if you go to university, right, as I said, most of the time they follow hierarchical data model. They don't want a student to look into teachers database, right? Teachers should not have access to look into HR database. So they keep a hierarchy and they build the model. In terms of company, if you have dimensional data model, means your sales people will keep into their database, your HR people will be in their database, your finance people will be in their database, your marketing people will. So each department, they will have their own databases. When it comes to reporting, so you will take the report from the each databases. That kind of database we call dimensional database. That dimensional data model. So we learn few type of data model. We don't have to go too deep, but just make sure that don't stuck with one data model. There's multiple data models based on the company structure. Okay, if you end up with the IT industry, maybe you will be working on more on relational databases or dimensional databases. Clear? This is data model which sits on the top of relational database. So relational database is a base, right? It's a database schema, and data model comes on the top of schema. Why we need data model? Because you need to make sure that you know how to visualize your data, to make your model and data more standardized way, to storing, accessing, and retrieving. That's where you need data model. But not all the time you have data model, but most of the companies, they do have data model, because they for example, if they need a data from sales to marketing, they just follow the model. That's all. They don't need to rebuild the whole thing, right? So that's why data model is very important. But don't worry, you're not a data modeler, but you need to know somebody who built the data model on the top of schema. Okay? And data model can be structured, can be unstructured. Not necessarily it's only relational database. It's hierarchy, it's product, it's dimension, it's vector database, and it all goes on the top of as a model. So model can be done on any kind of database. Clear? Anybody have any question? We're just adding more things into your skill, because you should know holistically what's going on in the industry.
I have a question that with the data model that you're mentioning, you mean the basically the entity relationship model that we
There's a
normally
one
refer.
type of relation. This is called a relational data model. You called ER, right? An entity relationship,
Yeah.
where you have relationship based on relationship. Yes, you're right. So you create a relationship between the tables. That you know that ER is type of data model which follows relational data model. Then you talk about next data model, which is hierarchical data model. College, universities normally follow that. Then you can come to the companies, they have many departments like sales, product, marketing. So you follow dimensional data model. Then in terms of your infrastructures, network, okay, you call it network data model. So there are multiple pillars of the data model. But You guys, yes, most of the time, SQL database people know only ER, which is an entry relation database, but you just describing it here. Now open up your brain and see, okay, there's a mother data model also. Why are the data model? Every company has different nature of structure, right? I'm providing you as a service, right? So my business model is service. I'm not having any product, right? But some company has product. So their structure is different. So model is based on your structure. I'm talking data model. Clear, Vasik?
It is clear.
Okay. I'm Anwar, Arslan, Ali. Anybody has any question about this one? This is a good topic. I just take Harish time to explain it, because I get you really exposure. You're not going to get that exposure because you never work in the industry. If you work in the industry or company, you will see that. Yeah. You can actually talk to your intern folks and ask them what kind of data model we have. For example, if you're working on the client, ask them, is that in data model will follow? They will explain to you. That's the way you will learn it. And so I learn hierarchical, I learn dimensional. Is it dimensional? Is it ER? Is it relational? What? That's where you are making theory into practice. But what I'm talking about is I'm bringing practical example to you guys. Which I may know less theory. You might be better than me, having all these definitions and all these theoretical knowledge. But what I'm bringing is real time what we are doing in industry. So that's a practical experience. So you will learn while you go in the company, but you can actually try to build your mind in a way. Oh, okay, that might be, it's not, my answer is not, I mean, for example, I might answer something. Don't think your answer is, that's it, that's the answer. But it depends on company structure. It depends on, a lot of things. That's why you have to be careful when you answer your questions. Say, yeah, it depends what I think, one of the type. I know this very well, and this is what it is. Don't just say stick. No, I learned this is the answer. Because your answer can be fit well into one of the structure or one of the database, one of the situation, but it may not fit into another situation. That's why you have to be very open up and say, okay, in my view, this is the answer, what I learned. But yeah, you may write, it might fit into another situation in a different way. When you talk this way, then you're making a bridge between experience and in your theoretical knowledge. All right, guys. Moin, you're clear? All right, carry on, guys. Yeah.
Okay, so here is a RDBMS command. So we are going to work on workbench now. So coming to the workbench here. So here I will make another session. So I will write a connection name that is employee DBS. And here is everything similar. Put your password, that is root. Opening my SQL. Now want to create my database through the help of SQL. So what I will write, here's a command that is create database, and you can write your database name. So this is your database name here. And when I run this, before that, you need to put here colon. Now you created your, okay. So for create, error is employee. Okay, this one already I built it out. So for that, I will write it out, create database, and here I will run this. Now this is not showing here because I need to refresh here. So I got my database, that is the name of employee DBS. This is my tables, this is my view, this is my stored procedure, this is my functions. Okay. Now for creating a tables, I need to give a command that is First of all, when we created a table, we need to use this table, right? So for that, I will give a command, use employee DBS, because in employee DBS, I am going to create a table. Okay. And run this. Now, when you create a table, you don't need to repeat this command again and again, be- because when you write this command again and it will run it out again. So what will happen? It will give you an error. So for that, you need to comment out that this command will not repeat. It gives you an you can use another command. So that is use employee DBS. Now here you can check it out. We created we are using employee DBS here. After that, we need to create a table. Okay, we need to create a table. For that, we are going to write create table, create table, and here you will write which table. So first of all, you need to write a table, a database name, that is employee DBS. Now here, what you need to do, you need to create a table name. So you will write it here, a table name. So what table name will be there? So it will be employee, and under this you are going to declaring a variables. Okay. So first variable in employee DBS, I want to give it ID, and that should be integer and unique. Second one is first name, and that a variable type here, characters, and how many characters you want to give under the first name. You are basically are giving us some restrictions, like 255 is your standard characters in first name, and if the name is bigger, so that it will not going to take if it's more than 255 characters. And now you are going to declare a last name. Under this last name, you will write character. Basically, are declaring variable types. Okay. So what I will do, I will just set it 255 here, and it should be required. So put it out not null here. Now again, I will give another variable, that is address, and one more, that is city. I will declare it here. City. Here I will write address. That's it. So this is my variable types, and this all are my attributes. Now don't forget to put it here a colon. Okay. Now it gives me an error. You have an error in your SQL. 1 second. SQL syntax. SQL is there. So okay. So here is the employee table name, and here is my DBS which I created. So I guess it's fine. Okay. It's a syntax error here. Uh, Let me check with this. 1 second. Okay. So I need to give a use DBMS so that it will use my DBMS.
Yeah. So Harsh,
Yes.
we are not creating databases. We are just showing them the commands, right?
Yeah, sure. So
That's okay. So we are creating now. Okay, good, good. We are creating.
you already created this. Just give me a second.
Sure, sure, sure.
Just give me a moment. Here is my commands are there. So first of all, we created a database. Okay. So we already created a database. Uh, Now here is my characters are there. So you just check it out with this. You can follow this create table. So for that, if you are creating a table, just give me a second. Just give me a second. It's opening. Okay. So for creating a table, you need to just create a table, and these are the
The last
variable
one,
types.
I think don't have to put comma.
1 second. Okay. So this is your now what you need to do. You need to use this DBS. Now it's created now. Okay. Refresh this. You will get this output under the table. So your table name is employee, and under this table you got all the uh, variables or attributes here. So this is your ID. This is the object information, which is integer. This is a first name. This is last name. This is address. This is city. Okay. Now what you need to do? You need to insert some data. Okay. So for that, this all are the see integer, variable characters, and not null. So what integer represents to numerical data type. Variable character represents strings and takes strings restricted to 255 characters. Not null means make sure that column doesn't have null values. Now you need to create a table which we already did it. If you want to drop your if you want to drop this database, you can just easily drop your database through the help of this command drop table employees, whatever you have a table name you have. Or if you want to drop your database, you need to drop table employee, then you can use your different one. So like that you can drop your tables if you don't want to use that table. Okay. Now here is your what are tables. So the most important types of database objects in MySQL Server is a table. Table in MySQL Server contain data in the form of rows and columns, which we already check it out. Each column may have data of a specific type and size. And if you are creating table, statement is used to create tables in MySQL Server. So like that we are using. What is data type? So data type is an attribute that specifies the type of data an object can hold, just like your integer, characters, or null type. Okay, like that we are going to use in a data type. So such as numeric data, character data, monetary data, and there are so many of data type. A data type also specifies the storage capacity of an object once a column has been defined to store data belonging to particular data type. So this all it's all about a data type which we are using already. Now there's a insert data in a table, so we did it already, like create table, and we already create our tables in the employees. Now you need to insert some data, but before that, to select the employees, you need to insert some data here. So for that, what I'm going to do, I will just give a command to insert a data. So first of all, you need to comment here. Just give me a moment because already servers are running, so that's why it's giving a issue like this. Okay, so we already give a command like this. So here's a create dbms, and we use this employee dbms. Now we need to insert some data. So for that, inserting some data, insert into employee. Here's your values are there. So insert into, before we don't have any trouble, so I'm just commenting this out. Okay, now insert this table in employee. So which database you want to insert this, just write your table name here, and okay, so it shows that insert into employee error code, no database selected. So I need to select some database. So for that, I will use my employee dbms. Okay, so this is my insert, use employee emails, insert first name. Let me check with attributes here. So this is my first name, last name, address, city, and here is my values are there. Choose employees or dbms, insert into. Okay, I need to put here a comma, semicolons. Sorry for that. You need to put there semicolons. If you are not, so it will show the error. Now, when you check it out with your table, so just refresh it, and after that, comment this out. Now select command, select, and in this select what database you have, just select your database. Select your database all from your database name, that is employee dbs. After that, dot your table name. Okay, run this command, you will get your output Harsh Sareen XYZ Indore ID. So like that you can put your insert your data in this. Do you have any doubt? Okay, hello, am I audible to you?
Yep.
Okay, so in this, do you have any doubt to inserting a data? Okay, I'm inserting more
No
data.
doubt.
Okay. So I'm inserting more data. So, 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 I'm inserting more d This is my first of my employee data. Now second into, so here I will give so this I give a 5 data names. Okay. Under this I will give a name like I need to change the ID. Okay. And here I will change a name. What I will do, I will make one more employee so that we can check it out with update precisely. Now I will change a name and first name, last name. So here I will write and address should be like anything. Here I will write uh, city, and under the city I will write New York, and here I will write Gopal, address name any. Here I will change different, and okay. So we inserted so many of data into the employees. So now I'm going to comment this and let's check it out. Okay, it shows me that it's already been updated here. Okay, it's a duplicate. So for that, what we are going to do, update this first one so that because we already declared this data into a database. So for that, what I will do, I will just update this data, update this employee, just give me a moment please. Okay, now here you need to update this data in a table, that is employee, and set your ID or city. So like that, I'm going to change my whole ID. So set your first name, last name, and city. And here I will write first name will be like So this is your first name, ID, and last name. So what you need to do, just update your table columns. So I'm copying this, and you can check it out, this command here. Update employee set name, that is ID number 1. But it's change your update data. So name is Maddie, where ID is 5. And just give me a couple of moment, please.
Yeah, I think Harsh, there is a double data with duplicate ID one, so you need to
Yeah, yeah.
put a different ID over there.
Just give me a 5 minutes, okay?
Smith,
There, Shakti.
Smith. Yeah, Smith, make sure you guys validate these steps before you come to the class, please. This is a
Yeah,
very
yes, Shadak.
30-40
Yeah,
minute we have, and if
all the
you do
steps are
troubleshoot here,
already.
um, then why we
No,
stop?
no, all the steps are already validated. No, no. The reason why it's an error, it's a simple problem. Just Harsh is having some connectivity issue. That's why he's stopped the share. His MySQL stucks a bit sometimes. So the one query runs sometimes twice, and he doesn't comes to know. So that is the problem he was facing. Even prior class itself, he was
Okay.
facing. We validated all the queries. Yeah.
Yeah, but make sure we have this is 1.5 hour every day, 2 days in a week, and if we
Yeah.
don't take the fruitful discussion out of these 2 days, or give them a good homework, because um, keep my folks busy. I don't just formality
Yeah.
sake we finish it up. I'm not saying you are doing it, but we don't want to do the formality. Yeah, Moin, you have raised your hand.
Yes. How can we see our like the data we enter? How can we see it through MySQL? Like I'm looking through it, but I can't find it.
From notebook or from client?
Moin, can you share your
From the workbench.
Yeah, that Sumit, this is a good question. He actually insert the data, but he's not seeing the data. Can you show the screen? Yeah. In the meantime, Harsh will be back. Yeah, this is a good example. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 second. Give me 1 second.
For that, he needs to right click on the table and select top 1,000 rows.
No. Actually, Vasik, what might be happening is his Object Explorer will be somewhere down, so he may need to drag
Yeah.
that one. So can you? Yeah. So can
Oh,
you go up action output? There will be one. Uh, can you do a select star from table? Do a select star.
this one?
Write a yeah no. Write a new query.
Write a new query.
Write a
Like
new query after update. Yeah. Yeah,
No.
after,
Moin,
yeah,
just
write a new query here itself. Here itself, right?
correct.
Okay,
Select
sorry guys.
star,
select what?
select star
Star?
from
Star number star
employee.
point star one
Star,
star.
star. No, no.
Mean just
The sign
give
star.
me
It is,
5
no.
minutes so that I can show you. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Moin, the element you can shift 8. That's all.
Oh, shift. Oh, okay.
No problem.
So this star you are talking about.
Asterisk.
Yeah,
So
that's
first
the
of all, first of all, you need to. Okay, shall I start now, guys?
Yeah, Harsh, Moin has some questions. So he was talking to Sumit. So
Yes.
he actually inserted the data, but he can't see the data.
Okay. Muin, please check it out here so that I guess your problem is solved. Okay. So here, first of all, we need to create a database through the help of command that is create database employee DB. Okay. So here is a employee. 1 second.
Yeah, employee DB database is already there, Harsh. You already created. So that is the command. Create database called employee DB is something that will create that database. If you'll see the right hand
Yeah, yeah,
side, Moin, you have that database already created called employee DB. Okay. Then under
yeah.
the second
So this
command,
is
if you'll
your
see, use employee DB. Okay, so which means you are using that database. Okay, and whatever queries you are running, you want to run on top of employee DB. Okay, then you see a create table statement where we are creating the employee table under employee DB. Okay, then that table is already there, isn't it, Harsh?
yeah. It is not there. I'm just giving you a table. Just give me a second. So here is a employee DBSS dot employee which already we need to create this table. Okay. So for that, when you
Okay.
run this command, refresh this, and you will get this data. Okay. Now under this, you got all the columns: ID, first name, last name, address. Then you need to use your employee ID. Now just comment it out
These are the attributes.
your command so that
Okay, now you
yes.
okay.
Now
Now,
insert
Harsh,
this.
just put use employee DBSS. You have changed the database name where you have created, so you need to use employee DBSS. Correct. Now
Yes.
you have to insert these things into that DBSS database. Correct. And then, Moin, we will come to your question next. Insert these records.
1 second. Like insert this and there's okay.
Okay, so if you
So when I refresh this, now under this, when I run this
do a
employee,
DBSS, you need to make the name change. Correct. That is the schema. Do a select star. Don't run again. Don't run that insert again. Just comment
now
out it. Yeah. Alright.
okay.
You can see the data, right,
So like
Moin?
that,
To your question.
this is your database
Can you see the
name and
data
this
now,
is your
Moin?
table.
Am I audible?
Oh, okay. I see now.
Yes,
Yeah.
Moin.
Run this command. Yeah. So you actually selecting star from the database with the table name. So employee underscore DBS is a database dot table, which is implies a table. So you are selecting all the elements from
Correct.
database, which is sitting in the table employee. That's a command point number 19, which Harsh is highlighted. Run this command. Can you see the data in the employee table? Yeah. So, Smith and Harsh, do we have the PDF you were sharing, right? So
Yeah,
that's a you
it's
can.
already in Google
Good.
Drives. You can check it out.
Perfect. Yeah, all those commands and things are there actually.
Yes.
Harsh and Smith put up a good PDF document. So just to follow those and take the commands. But here learn how to use the command. For example, what's the mean of this number 19? Do everybody understand? I know most of you guys are good in SQL, but I think a few of you is not. If not, open up and say, "Oh, sorry, I don't know this basics." So please ask. This is the important command number 19. Every time we want to select something from the database, we want to see, we run select star from this and this. But do not run star on the top of table all the time, because it go through each and every rows and try to fetch you the records. You will further refine your query based on what you're looking for. For example, in the employee, you're looking for detail for Irshad and what's his ID, so you can refine the query. But this query means select star from this database, from this table. When you run that, you will see the column wise, row wise data in the middle. You can see Harsh is showing it to you now. Yeah.
So now, if you want to update this data in
So Harsh, did you mention to them what are these three dot means? Because some of them are very basic. So
this
when
are
you put
command, we
no,
are not using this command. So
correct. Okay. Yeah. So guys, these three dotted means we are commenting the line, so it will not be executed. Okay. In SQL, what I normally do is I go to each line for my retrieval purpose, highlight the line and execute that line only. Don't run all the time the whole script. Yeah.
now, for updating a data, like there is a 5 and in employee table, you need to change a city name, where is Mumbai in ID number 1. Okay. So you need to change a city where ID is 1. So check it out. So you execute it perfectly. Now, when I just check it out with my database, so what I will do, I will run it again so that I can check it out with data. So here you can check it out that it's Mumbai. Okay, it's changed now. Now, if you want to delete ID number 7, you can delete through the help of delete command. So delete from employee, that is a table name where ID is 7. 7 is this Harsh. So just delete it out. Okay. Now check it out with the command. One second. DB. Oh, sorry. It's DBSS. Now you can check it out with the command here. Okay, it's deleted now. Here,
Just wait, Harsh.
for checking
Yeah,
out.
Moin.
Yeah.
You have
Yes.
some question. Moin, you have some question. Tell me.
Yes. What does the star mean?
All.
Star
Star
means
means all.
we are selecting
Okay.
all records.
Okay.
Okay. So, guys, Harsh, let's pause here. I want to just end
Okay.
the class with one of the concept which everybody will be interested in, and that's a good concept as well. So all these operations, right? Select, delete, insert. They are categorized under the SQL commands. Okay, so there is a category. We have certain category. So there are DDL, DML, DQL. These are the three categories within SQL where we categorize these commands. Okay, I have pasted it in group chat as well.
Smith,
So if you'll see,
can you
DDL
use the
means
whiteboard? Smith, can you use the whiteboard? Show all these
Irshad.
operations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Irshad, I cannot use right now. So that is the reason I have pasted it in group chat. I'm sorry about that. Uh, I'll just update it
You just
in the
explained me.
next class. I'll go through this again. Yeah, I'll
And
just
just talking is
explain
not
it
meaningful
using
because
whiteboard as well.
Sumit, hold on. By just talking, that's not useful.
Yeah.
Those are the basic operations in the
Okay.
SQL. So, for example, maybe Moin or maybe
Yeah.
Arslan or maybe few of them do not know. I know just exception to Aima and maybe Wasif, they know very
Yeah.
well. To get them the background,
Yeah.
you need to show them what are we talking.
Yeah.
Just reading somewhere, it will not help.
Yeah, sure.
Thank
Yeah, sure. Sure, Rishad.
If you want,
I'll show
I
them
can
in
show.
the next class.
Why next class? Why
Yeah,
not
you
now?
can show. That's not a problem. You can show, Rishad.
Just guide me.
I
You
don't
can
have
show that, okay?
access to the laptop right
No,
now.
just
That is the reason,
finish
Rishad.
me.
Okay. Yeah, you can share.
Then we are not prepared.
Right.
Why we don't have the laptop? That's not fair to the students. We have 2 classes only in a week. And we just talk and go. That's not fair to the students.
Okay. Yeah, Irshad, you can share
Just
your
guide me.
screen. I'll just
I share the screen.
I'll guide you.
Okay. Can you see my screen, guys? Can you see my screen? Okay, I'm here. Sumit, if you don't mind, yeah. Just walk me through.
Yeah.
So we
Can
are
you
talking
put
about
3 blocks?
basic 3 operations. Okay, 3 blocks.
Yes.
Okay.
One is DDL, put DDL, DML, and DQL.
DDL, DML,
ML, and
and D
DQL.
number D
QL.
L.
L.
Right?
Okay. Okay.
Right.
So under DDL, all the create, drop, alter, all these commands are DDL commands.
Okay, we call it
Create,
drop,
alter.
create, drop, alter A.
Alter.
Okay, D means drop,
Yes.
guys.
These are the
Create, and alter. Okay, these are the operation, guys. In SQL, whether it's MySQL, MS SQL, SQL Engine, we have this operation in the database. Means you need to update you need to drop the database, or you need to drop the columns, rows. You can create or you can alter. That kind of operations or the parameters called DDL. Okay, you will see a lot of commands. Just Harsh was showing you create. He doesn't show you drop and alter it. But be careful with the drop command, because that will drop your tables. It means you delete your tables. Okay, good. Sumit, number 1, we covered this operation, and there are some commands which Sumit and Harsh put it in the PDF. Follow those commands and be careful with this command. Don't just use drop command. Okay, because that will drop your table. Unless you want to test it out, you can drop and then recreate it again. Yeah, fine. All right, let's move to the next, Sumit. DML.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Then DML, if you'll see insert, update, and delete. These are the data manipulation commands. Like insert, update, and delete.
Okay, insert,
update,
and delete. Okay, so these 3 operations, this is called operation in SQL. Operate. Okay, yeah. Go Smith, yeah, please.
And then last is DQL, which is
What
data
is the
query
difference?
language,
What is the
which
difference?
is select.
Smith, what's the difference between insert and create?
Okay, so I want to ask from people because Harsh has already told. Can they tell what is the difference between insert and create? Anybody?
Okay. Anybody? Aima? Vasik?
Create, you mean by creating, you mean that you are defining a table basically, and then you are creating it, and by inserting, you mean that you are populating that table with some data.
Correct.
Mm,
Very good.
Uh,
That's the difference,
okay.
Irshad.
I think yeah, he's right. Yeah. Correct. So everybody make sure you understand the
Okay.
difference between insert and delete. Sorry. Next term, Vasik, let me ask you, or Aima, you can add in if you want to. What's the difference between drop and delete? We talk a lot about this one, so that's why I'm asking you guys.
Yeah, drop basically drops the whole table, uh, like the whole table, each and every record. But when you're doing a delete, it goes record by record and deletes each record at one time.
Okay,
So
so you're
that's the
saying
difference.
that delete is if you delete one row, that you use delete. If you drop means drop the whole
It's
table.
just basically no. Basically, what I mean is drop is it removes that entity from the schema. By deleting, you mean that the table will be there, but the rows will be deleted from the table.
I'm not in the schema, Vasik. I like to make things very clear. We are in the
Like
tables
I'm
and
saying,
rows and columns.
let me
Tables and
simplify
rows
it.
and
Let me simplify it. I'm
columns.
saying that by drop, what you're doing is that when you're dropping the table, you are deleting the whole object. The table is being deleted. Okay, but when you're deleting it, it is the object will be there, but the rows from that table will be deleted.
Correct, Vasi. That's correct.
So Sumit and Vasik,
Yeah.
explain to me if I want to delete data only. I'm
Yeah,
not deleting the
you will use
database.
delete command. You if you do
Okay.
not want to,
Okay.
if you want to delete, like drop the whole table, like table along with the data, then you will use the drop command.
Got it. Got it. Aima, agree?
Yes, you can also use delete from table to delete the whole table, but that takes longer because it does table scanning because it goes through row by row and then deletes the whole table. So it's easier to just use drop table.
Okay. So now question to Muin. Muin, did you get these concepts? Or
Yes.
still not clear? Please. These are operations, but sometimes operations are too relate to each other. We got confused where to use delete, where to use drop, because meaning is pretty much same, but their action, the operation is different. Just make sure that you go through the documents which Harsh put it or Sumit put it. It will explain all these terminology very nicely. DQL, Sumit, quickly. Sumit,
DQL is basically data query. So select all these select statements. Select star from table,
what is
select
D?
top 10 star, or all these
What
are
is D?
data query,
What is D?
data query
Yeah,
language.
it's not operation. It's not operation,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, it's a
Is
data
this
query
operation or
language.
these are not?
It's one of the operation. Yeah, we are querying the
Okay.
database over here. So this is data query language. Select statements. Okay, all the select statements are DQL statements.
So these are the basically
Okay, that's it.
library for commands. You run on the top of this. No, sorry. Okay. So for example, give me example in DQL.
Select
Data.
statement. Select star from table.
Awesome. Okay. Very good. Very good. Data quality. And what is L stand for? Language.
Language.
Smith.
Yeah,
L for language.
data query language.
So what's the difference between SQL and
Query
DQL?
Yes,
language.
language.
Okay, I know what SQL means and what is DQL mean. We are teaching them same thing, SQL,
You asking
statistical
me?
query language or structured query language. Is this
Hmm.
different SQL than DQL?
No, I see. Data query language is something which is part of SQL. DDL, DML, DQL, these are
I
parts of SQL. Okay? Okay. Yeah.
got it. So then put it this way, it's a subset of SQL.
Yeah. Correct.
Got it. And all these commands, what Sumit is saying is like select. Okay. For example, Moin, if you need to count how many rows I have in my table, how many total rows, we called it brackets. Okay. Column, we called it attributes. Okay. So for example, you need to know how many total rows or bracket are is in there in my table. Then you need to run this command select count. Correct me, Sumit, I'm not very good in commands. Count star from the table,
You're right.
from employee. For example, you put 10 rows, right? And you need to know, yeah, how many records are there. So you run this command, but I think you need to put database name here also. Yeah. Then it will give you, oh, total answer will be like 13. It means you have 13 rows. So it's giving you count. Okay. It's not giving you the data. It's just giving you count. How many total number of records there. Most of the time, guys, the first command normally we run to see how big this data is, we use this command. Then we refine our query select star from whatever, and then refine it where my ID, my employee name is this, ID is this. So it only get you what you want it, not run the select star, the whole operation. Excellent job, Sumit. So guys, these are very important. If you can see the documents which Sumit and Harsh put it, make sure you read this. This is all about SQL. These operations are very important, and there will be a lot of challenges you will face when you delete or update or those. Try it. Nothing wrong. What will happen? We will create the database. You will delete the database. Oh, okay. Then you will drop it. Make sure every command you must check it in your whatever the small database you created. Okay. All these operations you should know, and then you move on to the right hand side, which is Sumit showing you this data quality language, means more on work on the top of data. This is a holistic term SQL, right? So use this to run the commands and build these operations. Got it? So I think Smith and Harsh just overruled because they're not going to that basics because you guys are expert, right? But I realize that a few of you are still very basic in SQL. That's why I just want to add on. And sorry, Smith, to give you a hard time. Just want to make sure
No
that
problem.
people catch up and that they don't leave the class for confusion. Yeah.
No problem. No problem. Yep.
All right, guys.
I'm all there.
I'm good. Harsh, you can take over. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just give you a sessions. I give you a present PPT and PDF file of your task in SQL and about what we did today in SQL. So I just shared you a Google Drive link. You can check it out. That link, in that you will got all the basic introduction of SQL. And there is a task, so requesting you to please complete your task by next session so that you can understand the SQL, so you can experiment with SQL, MySQL.
Good.
So
And
that's it from my
this
side.
is Harsh. This is across all the group, or this exercise is across the group, right? For
Yeah,
all the
it
group.
is. Yeah, this is for all the
Okay.
groups.
Yeah. So you guys, group project is different, but this is separate documents for your exercise, for your lab work or practice on SQL. Uh, follow. Feel free to do this and run it. And at the same time, if you have any question about your group project, you can ask to Harsh and keep moving on with your keep progressing your project along the road. Yeah. Yeah. Moin, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
About the group project, are we doing that in SQL or like Python? Are we doing like pandas and NumPy? Are we using that to like solve the problems, or are we using SQL?
Harsh can answer. Yeah. Harsh, his question is: are we using a SQL component within the project, or only we are going with the pandas library? And I know the answer, but I want you to explain it.
Okay, so basically, if you are doing with SQL, uh, that is something like you are experimenting with SQL. If you want to do a simple CSV file, so you can do it, but I'm suggesting you do in a SQL format. So fetch
Okay.
your data from the MySQL and then complete your project and assignment.
Okay, Harsh, sorry to
Mhm.
interrupt. So, Moin, your group projects, all the things you have to do in Python only, or for SQL only, just for experimentation. If you want to try it in SQL, but you have to show your presentation in Python, all visualization and everything. Okay,
Okay.
cool.
I have a question.
Yeah, Feroz.
Yes, please ask.
So we have in a group project, we have a file with the extension SQLite. So how we can convert it to SQL? Because I tried to add it to the workbench. I mean, we couldn't add it. Can you please
Your
show me like how to do it?
your project number is 2 or 3.
I believe it was two.
Okay, just
It
give
was
me a
about
second.
the soccer.
Okay, so there is a SQLite file, right? What I will give it to you, I will convert it on CSV and give it to you. But if you are using SQLite, so don't worry. By today, I will give it to you in CSV format.
Can you make it just for SQL, not CSV?
Okay, I will give it to you SQL.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes. Anything else?
No,
Do we
that's
have
it.
That's it.
to,
Uh,
do we have to do a PowerPoint for the project?
Yes, Aima, that would be
Uh,
great.
yeah, you need to complete in PowerPoint. If you are giving
Okay.
a PYNB file, so it is good. But if you are giving a PDF, sorry, PowerPoint, so that is something like you are giving whole data analysis conclusion in a executed way. So yes, it is good.
So each group is going to present the PowerPoint in class?
Uh, you can see if you are presenting in a PowerPoint, so that is extraordinary thing. But if you are giving on IPNB file and giving a conclusion, so something like
Use presentation PowerPoint. Yes, please
okay,
present on the PowerPoint. Yeah, they will learn. Yeah, Harsh.
okay, no issue.
Give them
Give
a
in a
hard time. Give
PPT.
them a hard time. Complex assignment, not easy one. They will learn a lot of things about PowerPoint. They will learn about presentation. Yeah, this time I'll make it a little bit tough for all the groups. Make sure that everybody understand what's going on in the program, all the members. And then as a group, I am proud of all these guys have done very good job in bootcamp one. So they know what to do. So this is easy for them. Okay, Emma, you got the answer?
So yes, we have to do presentations?
Yes. In
Okay.
PPT mode as well. You will be shown the file IPB by PNB as well as the PPT. And you present your findings
Okay, and
in the PowerPoint. Yeah.
how long is the presentation?
45 minutes each group.
Oh my God.
Yes. Because you need to show the demo, all the work, all those 10 points or 5 points, whatever Harish give it to you as, you need to go through each and every one. So it won't be like one week will be all the presentation.
I think what we can do in the presentation is that we can just add screenshots from our code and output into the presentation, and then add the conclusion at the end for each question or for each task.
That is the
So,
assignment was. That is assignment.
so yeah, how can it be so long? That is what I'm asking. Like
Yeah,
it can be
Ayman knows.
maximum 10
Ayman
minutes.
knows. Imran knows, and you know. I don't want to give you the clue this time. You all knows how to present the findings and visualizing the data, which you build in notebook in SQL, and then you visualize. You know very well, right? It's AWS again. Use services, build visualization layer on the top of what Harsh and Sumit is teaching you. If you want to just cut paste images and show me, your point will be less. You will less learn, right? It's a cookie cutter, right? I don't want you to be cookie cutter. See how Rahman, yourself, Aima, and Moin presented the projects. Yeah, those kind of things you will be doing, but additionally, you will be taking these visualizations and put into the PowerPoint. Or you can use a quick site as a service to take this visualization into your quick site and build a report or dashboard. Right? Wasik, you did last week, last time, bootcamp one. Maybe
Yeah,
you missed out, but Aima did, Imran did, yeah. Problem in doing that?
no, there's no problem. We will do it. We will do it.
Yeah, just getting more learning. Yeah.
It's just that I have mids in the next week, so if
That's a personal thing. We can
yeah,
talk about it later.
okay,
You can
okay,
talk to your group. Guys, personal
okay,
problems, all these problems, you have problem, you cannot come here. Those, please discuss with your team leads. Yeah. Or your
okay,
if
sure,
if you are the team lead, talk to somebody else who is good and make him responsible. Those problems will be within group problem. What we want, you have to be more professionally present 45 minutes about your solution, about and show us how caliber you are to present something. And I know I'm proud of all of you. You do very good job. And I learn a lot of things from you guys. And I want to learn more. So you don't just skip this project. Okay, this is okay. Just copy paste and show to the shot. That's it. No. This is bootcamp 2. This is advanced class. You will see these things will be very helpful for you to learn a lot of things. Then you will see next 4 weeks. Genai. I'm demanding person, right? I teach maybe less, but I demand a lot. I want to train you harsh, better, so you can be in a job. I'm not going to leave anybody alone. I know all of your parents. Okay, you might don't like it, but I'll push you hard to get into where you need to get it. I'm not threatening, but
when will we be
I'm not
presenting it?
threatening, but I'm just telling you guys, you have to do it. That's it. No excuse.
Okay, okay,
Yep.
okay. When will we be presenting it? Like the presentations?
Harsh and Smith will get you the timetable. I think not next week or the following week.
Okay, it's not a problem. That's not a
Yes,
problem.
it will be flexible. It's not
Okay,
next week. That's what Harsh is trying to get you all guys to wake you up. Every time I ask you, show me your screen, because otherwise we will lose the interest. If you have a midterm in that weekend, you can follow the next week, Harsh, Vasik. But please try to work with your group. I want you to be good colleague and work as a teamwork. Show as a team. Don't just do yourself only work. Make other persons also next to you guys. Hey guys, pick up.
yeah, we were having a discussion among our group, so we will be dealing with it. There's no problem.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Vasik. I appreciate your understanding. Yeah. Any other
Okay.
question? Sumit has questions. Smith, your network is an issue always. So can you fix next time, please? When you speak, we get 10 seconds. Go ahead.
Irshad, there is some lag with Teams. I'm not sure.
Yes,
I have updated it. I need to reinstall, I think.
maybe,
That's the only thing that I can do.
maybe, yeah. There's a lag actually. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Harsh has a very good network. I don't see any problem with Harsh network. Just follow what your
Not
network
so.
is.
Yeah, I'll check that, Irshad. I'll fix it next week. Try next week. I'll fix it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the second, Rahman, where Rahman is sitting is I can understand because his university is in a very remote area, but internet is really good. Same as Wasik. But please, Sumit, yourself. Is
Yeah.
not this meeting. I always have a issue with you.
No, no. The problem is it's not the internet provider. My internet is good. It's a lag with the Teams. So I need to do reinstallation, I guess.
No, there's no team. We are not
That's
using
the
any
problem.
team.
I'm sorry, Google Meet. I'm going through a link, right? So there is an issue with my Google Meet, I guess. I need to fix that.
Oh,
Yeah.
so what you do is you install the team or you are using web browser, web
I'm
based.
using web browser,
Yeah.
web
Try to
based thing.
install it. Yeah, try to install it. But I don't think so. We all using web
Yeah.
browser, but maybe that might resolve the issue.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct.
Ima, have
I'll
any
fix
question,
that
Ima?
in next week.
Ima, you good?
Yes, I'm good.
Good. Mine, you good?
He's not here.
Okay. Imran's supposed to join today, but okay, never mind. Ali, you good?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Smart dudes, after this class, I'm gonna give you a call. Pick up my call, please. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm fine. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Harsh. Thank you, Sumit.
All right.
It was a wonderful class, and I really appreciate your support and efforts and putting up a lot of efforts of building up all these PPT and PDF. It takes a lot of time. Trust me, guys. Yeah, it is. It is not easy job. Very good job. Keep doing it, please. We are reaching, and inshallah soon and later, these folks will be, running into the companies. That's what I'm started preparing them. Yeah.
Thank you, Ishad. I will try to do my best, and thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Sumit, Amna, take care. Bye.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.